Hi guys, this is the continuation of our ASP.NET. I'm going to give you a demo about Visual Studio. For ASP.NET development, Visual Studio is used. Either you can download the Visual Studio or you can download the free version of Visual Studio Express. So either way is fine. And there are different versions available for Visual Studio. In that, Visual Studio Web is for ASP.NET development. After you download it, go to Start, click Visual Studio. So for ASP.NET development, you have to create a new website. You have to go to File, click New Website. So we are going to create a new website for all our ASP.NET development. On your left hand side, there are two options available. One is Visual Basic and another one is Visual C#. Make sure that you select Visual C#, and in that select ASP.NET Empty Website, and this is the default name given. So you can take this website 7 and you can give the appropriate name for your project. So you can do that, or like you can just leave it with the default name and click OK. So it's creating the project. So now if you have a look on your right hand side, so this is the solution window. So your solution explorer is it will be having all the files you have created, and this one is the property window. So in the solution explorer, if you right click the website name, and if you have to create a new source document, you have to right click the website name and go to add. In that, click add new item. So this is for creating the new source document. Actually, Visual Studio is having built-in web server. So whatever we create in ASP.NET will be automatically deployed. So now make sure that Visual C# is selected and click Web Form. It created with a default name. Right click it, go to add new item. Make sure the Visual Studios is Visual C# is selected. Web form, it's having default name. Give an appropriate name. So let us give welcome. And this is select master page. So we have to select this if we create a master document, but we are not doing it right now. I'll explain it to you later. And we are going to have the code in the same document. So remove this one, place code in a separate file. We will be using it for code behind file. Our next example is going to be with the code behind file. So for now, remove this one and make sure that you give appropriate name and click add. So we have welcome.aspx, and by default, so it automatically creates some markup for you to start with. I'll make it a little bigger. So this is the page directive. We know that, like I explained it to you in our slides, right, about the page directive. It gives some information about the page. It says language equals C#. It means that we are using the language C# here. And script, within the script, our declaration block goes here. And now we have to add the render block, but before that we are not having any form in this example, so we are removing this. I'm deleting it. And how you will be writing a render block? So the render block can be written by using angle brackets and percentage symbol. your code goes here. Just we are going to type welcome to ASP.NET. So we have to use the right method, right? So response dot write within the parentheses say welcome to ASP.NET, and don't forget to end it with semicolon, because C# all the statements will be ended with a semicolon. You can also have an expression or HTML markup within the parentheses. So in this case, in this example, just we are having a string to be displayed. So this is our simple example. So to open it in our browser, you have to select your file name, source document name, right click it and view in browser. So when you do this for very first time, it will take a while. It's loading. Why? Because it's compiling. So first time it will compile. So next time when you open it, like, it will be faster than this. So first time, since it's compiling, it will take a while. So now it's displayed. So if you see, it's our local web server. So it's running from our local web server. So it's localhost, and you can see the port number here, 37287. And this is the name of our source document, and this is what we asked the document to do. Just display welcome to ASP.NET. So this is our example. We are having the code in the same document. Now let us see an example with the code behind the file in a separate external document. So I'll close this, and again, to start a new document, new source document, select the website name, right click it, go to add new item. This time make sure that you select this one. Why? Because we are having to have our code separately. So that is our code behind file, and make sure the C# is selected and new web form, and give an appropriate name, welcome hyphen, this is code behind file. So simply I'm saying CBF for this, and click add. So if you see, this is the file source document we have created. If you select the source document and if you expand it, you can see that the code behind file will be in it. So it's welcome-cbf.aspx.cs, which specifies that it's C#. So what we have to do is, again, okay, let me make it bigger now. This is our page directive. If you see that, we'll be having some extra attributes in our page directive this time. I'll explain to you. Just a second, I'll open this file also. So here goes our code, and we'll be having it in a separate method. Before that, I'll explain it to you. So this is our page directive. It means that language, as usual, like our previous example, we are using C#, and this one auto event wire up, so I explained it in our slide. We'll be seeing it in a while. And code file, this is our file name where we are having our code, that is our code behind file, which will be same as this one. And inherits, it means that this source document will be inherited from the class welcome CBF. So this class is in here. This is welcome CBF. So this document is child of this class welcome underscore CBF, and again this class is child of system.web.ui.js. page. So our source document is child of this class, and this class is a child of system.web.ui.page. Then again our document type, HTML, header, body, and we are not going to have any form in this example, so I'm deleting it. So just here we are going to call the method from our class. So here we can write our method. So this is our access modifier, public and void, since it's not returning anything back, and name of the method, let us have it as welcome, and within the curly braces you have to say response. That is the only code we have in our previous example, right? So response dot write within the parenthesis say welcome to ASP.NET. So this example is with our code behind file, and again end it with a semicolon. And this is our code. We are writing this code in this method called welcome, and we have to call this method, right? So go to our source document, and again our render block, and we are calling this method, semicolon. So that is all, and save it. Go to the source document, right click it, and view in browser. So welcome to ASP.NET with code behind file. So this is what we have written in the right method, right? So this is the example for code behind file. So same program, first I wrote it without the code behind file in the same document with welcome.aspx, and the same example I wrote it with code behind file. So this is our code behind file, welcome cbf aspx.cs, and this is the source document of that, welcome cbf.aspx. So this is two very simple examples to start the ASP.NET with, and we are going to see more examples with events and controls, etc. So I'll be explaining the rest of the slide, and we can continue with more examples. Thank you.